That's basically a floor that disappears after you walk on it. I think it disappears. Yeah, the second time you walk on it. Okay. Okay. So every special thing in this game is a base class CThing. Items, cameras, keys, pickups, and the web base class has a number of virtual functions that each special type of thing overrides how to update itself and to draw itself and what to do when it comes into contact with the hero or when it gets shot or when you use the action key on it. Basically abstract virtual methods of the base class. I don't think they're actually abstract, but they should be. So we want a new thing for a floor that crumbles. I'm just fetching a clean copy because I don't remember what I changed in these sprites, and I don't know if I should be reverting those changes, because this was on the 26th of June, and I don't know if these are changes I wanted to keep or if I must just hit revert. So I want to just I'm just trying to do a clean fetch, but it's taking forever. I'm just busy waiting for this so I can compare my changed one to the clean one, and if it's just nonsense changes, then I'll just revert. If it's something I wanted to keep, then I'll keep it. In the meantime, I want to be drawing in some new type of flow, I guess. We could work in one of these others, but put it in here. So the idea is what we want to create. So just to save, to identify the special thing in the level editor and in the sprite editor, each thing has an ID. A little bit primitive, but that's the system. So I could probably grab an unused one or add a new one. It's conceptually close. So type 12 is unused, so let's grab type 12. Conveyor belt, which is also a sort of special type of floor. This is a video I downloaded off YouTube of somebody playing all the Duke Nukem 1 levels and recording them for YouTube. Okay. I don't want to copy the sprite directly. That's not my idea here. But it is going to. I don't know. Anyway, yes. Let's call this crumbling floor. I'm not sure if I want to put it here. Sprite 5, sprite 6, sprite 6, it's monsters. Conveyance. Probably a yeah, that seems like a good spot. Okay, the clean bit is done, so we're gonna do a comparison to the clean file quickly. Sprite 1. There's a very slight change in color on the door, and that's it. That's fine. Keep that. Yeah. Okay, what I'm doing. I don't want to copy. I'm setting a copying. It's bad. This is very uninspired. Just brightness. We need somebody who's actually like an artist of doing real sprites. Right. not possibly have done more of a rush job. Need a professional here. Data sprites, sprites 1. Alright, so let's take care of the visuals for now. Now we're gonna that's very long. Crumbling flow. I don't know what else to do. Okay, so that's the ID of the thing. The ID is used to register the thing in the thing factory. There's a thing factory. Somewhere there's a macro called so we go to the sprite editor now, which is F4. We go to that sprite, select it. In the sprite editor we assign this thing ID 12, which is now the crumbling floor ID. We say save. I can't remember if we need to select anything yet. Probably not, because I think this is part of an old system from the old. Some of these are used still. I think the virtual functions take over all of this. Right, so then we're going to just place some somewhere to test. Yeah. Now I'm just placing a few in the level editor just to test. Where's this block here? Oh no, it's not. It's a different color. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Right, so now those are just nothing yet. If I play the level now, they'll be there, but I'll just fall through them. Boom. Which is correct. That's the expected behavior at this point. And we've assigned ID 12 to the thing. But now we need to create a new class that derives from. We need to do two things. We need to derive a class from CThing to handle the special functionality of this new floor type that crumbles when you walk on it. And then we need to call that register thing macro. And this macro registers ID, the given ID. It's just a helper macro that calls register. Basically what it does is it'll register ID 12. Basically, yeah, when we're loading the level, we want to convert anything that's ID 12 into an instance of this derived class that we're going to create now. So this is pretty primitive. I mean, it works. If you're really doing a fancier, bigger, more complex game, you probably want a more generic object factory type of system, but this is fine for something like this. I'll put it just before the conveyor, since it's ID 12. Crumbling floor. This class doesn't exist yet. So this macro basically calls this register thing. This class doesn't exist yet. I'm about to create it. And what this macro basically does is it calls, there's a global object factory called thing factory, and calls the register function with the ID, and it passes it a pointer to a two things. Oh, the last one doesn't seem to be used. Passes a pointer to a, and it literally creates a function that returns a new instance of the given class name. So it defines a function, allocate new crumbling floor, and registers a pointer to that function to instantiate the object into the object factory. Right, so let's go to the definition of conveyor, and we're going to create a new class inherits from CThing. Surface reservoir works with this syntax here, I haven't written in a long time, but I used to run this syntax is for automatic documentation generator that you run on the code, and it generates the class documentation from it. Right, so we need, and these are some of the main functions we need to override. Virtual functions. Tick is the update function that gets called each frame or each update step. Currently the update steps are the same as the frames. It shouldn't actually be like that, but that's another long story. It's fine for a game like this, but if you had a fancier game, you would want to not have the ticks correspond to the drawers. But anyway, they do. Alright, so these constructor, add a few. We need some members that keep track of the number of times the hero has walked on us. Two things. If we want to mimic the behavior of the original game, which we do, then we need at least two memory variables. Again, we're not writing a clone, but we want basically essentially the same game elements, even though it's not a clone. Okay. So we need two variables. One is how many times the hero has walked on us, so that after the second one we can destroy ourselves. Second one is keeping track of whether the hero is above us or not, in order to, because you can walk. I'm just trying to find that floor now. Where was it? It's the other way. You can walk on it. You know, you can stand on it for half an hour and it won't crumble. You have to actually detect when the hero leaves again off of it and then goes back on. Where is it? Isn't it here? I think I already destroyed it. Trying to find it now. There it is. Okay. That's something else I want to do, that cannon. Okay. So I can stand on it. Stand on it, stand on it. Doesn't break. I have to get off of it and then hit it a second time. So just confirming as well. So we need two variables. We need and I'm going to do this in a way that lets us change it later. Let's call it we could even call it the health. It's a bit of a metaphor there. Lifespan, strength. There we go. Strategy 2. Oh, we need three variables. Oh no, we need no, just two. Let's terminate. Right. String, and then we want to detect. I think there's a virtual function called euro enter. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, but then we don't need the second one because that takes care of it for us. Yeah, simple. So we've got a constructor and a bunch of virtual functions. Constructor, you know, I think make it 2, or depends if we consider 0 or -1. So we say you're enter, increment enter. No, stop that. Good. What's going on here? Stop. Okay. Call a parent. We need to do this. All the base. I don't think we need to do that. I think that happens automatically. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Okay. Extreme minus. I don't like doing things like that because it makes you have to sit and think. I just want to. I know that's like such a basic C++ thing. If minus minus this, or if this minus minus. I'd rather just split it out on 2 lines. And then I don't have to think pre-incrementing or pre-decrementing or blah blah blah. Less than equal to 0. And then we have some helper functions. Actually, we do need another variable because there's a tick function. In order to die, the tick function must return. Oh no, we can from euro overlaps. Right. Just check euro overlaps. That could work as well. You decrement the counter in on euro enter, and then in euro overlaps, I need to override this as well. I need to get rid of that. Okay. Put that in there. Not die, but return thing die. That tells the thing, the game engine thing that calls it that we're done. Kill us. Okay. I want to put the points when that thing explodes. Okay. Now, this explosion. There's something here we're not doing. There's a couple of things here we still need to do. This is not quite that simple. First of all, we need to say we solid. And do that by calling this. And then we need to define our action bounds and our solid bounds. So these are 2 separate things as well. So everything, if we press D, we get the debugging information. And every instance of a thing in the game has bounding box for. And these bounding boxes are just very simply used to determine if you're touching the thing, or if it's a solid thing. If you know, or if it's an action. This action bounds are not relevant because there's no action. If only a solid. So if solid equals true, we set our solid bounds. I'm not sure about those action bounds. I can't remember how those action bounds work because that was done very long ago. So now it should be solid. Let's see. That is happening because in this, I'm falling through there because in the sprite editor I made, these are two separate blocks, this one and this one, and I only made one crumbling floor and not the other. There's a reason I did that, because I'm trying to decide if each of these is, each little block is a separate thing, or if the whole floor is a separate thing. Because we don't only want the one block you're on to die. If you touch the whole, you've got 10 of them in a row, 20 in a row. If you touch that one and then you touch that one, the whole thing must die. So the whole thing must become one thing. So I think we should actually only place one. So like leave that as nothing, and then just place this like this, or even like I'm wondering, maybe we should only place the first one, and it automatically creates the rest. So now you can see the bounding boxes. Those are instances of things, each of them. And it has solid bounds that defines the and the reason it's not dying like we expect it to is because we never actually overlap with those bounds. Those are the solid bounds. But we never actually overlap with them because we're on top of them. So now we have a problem. We actually need the overlap bounds to be slightly bigger. But there's a way to do that, and I think it's using, I don't know if it's these action bounds. Shoot bounds, action bounds. Action bounds, it doesn't make sense because action key doesn't apply. Visible bounds. Maybe it is, I don't know. The conveyor belts had the same problem, so it must be, I think. If we make the action bound 0, now on the Y we need to, and this doesn't have to be big, it can literally be like 1 pixel. And so that yellow thing is the action bounds, and there we overlapped with it. It's still not dying though. Why? Hmm. I can't remember how this stuff works. You don't want to make the solid bounds bigger because then you won't be able to walk on it properly. Maybe what we need to do instead I'm just going to read all these functions through again to see if there is something I want. Call them your interested bounds. We can't use those, damn. Action bounds. Why does conveyor have action bounds? Is here inside? I think what we need to do, we need to go back to, like I said, having two variables. This helper function looks like it will. I'm going to abuse the just if you wait. What's this? Overlaps bounds. This is what we need. So I think the conveyor is basically abusing the action bounds variables in a way. So it looks of it. Tick inside. Anyway. Inside is based on the action bounds. Let's just check. Yeah, enter. This is correct. What is this? Should I think be in Here overlaps. I don't know, the code looks right. I should be dying. Overlaps. Overlaps bounds. Use the action. This just uses the action bounds. Now let me just read the code. Sorted strength of 2. What if this is in tick? Maybe it only works if we click inside it. Minus 20 plus 20 minus 100 plus 20. Okay, make it really big. There, it worked. Oh, we have to be completely inside it. That's... That doesn't make sense to me though, because it specifically says if overlaps bounds. Something isn't right here. Return overlaps. x116 plus cyan equals overlapping. It is drawing at cyan. Um, It should basically look like that, and it should be enough. Get the yellow part sticking out. Okay. I'm slightly at a loss as to why this isn't dying. White equals completely inside. Wait a minute. That's not right, is it? This looks wrong. Still, it should work there. Yeah, it takes into account the Y offset. Yeah, it doesn't. It should look like that. Still, Y offset 0. Should make no difference. Yep. But cyan, R, G, and B, that's cyan. Okay, that's overlapping. Yellow, interactive. Oh, maybe euro enter is only called when you're completely inside. Ah, that's why. Well, simple. That's yes. Okay. Now I understand what's going on. So we need a variable. Euro enter only gets called when you're completely inside, which never happens. We could make it happen by making the action bounds big, but that doesn't feel right to me. It just feels like a heck. Go inside do this. Oh, so we're gonna do this. Okay. Tick. Initialize euro enter. So we're not interested in euro enter anymore. Okay. Instead, euro tick. We're also not interested in euro overlaps because I don't know we are. Or we can just do everything in tick. Okay. Oh no, that flag is meaningless if you're inside. Zero. See, there's some confusion here. See, it says touching the action box. Let me check. Maybe I can just use that function. I think. Yes. So what I actually want to do is we're just going to use the euro overlaps, but we need to keep. And we can't just use that. If euro overlaps. That's called every single frame that you're overlapping. We don't want to decrement the strength every single frame. And when you weren't touching and now you are. So actually euro overlaps is useless to us. It's useless. Instead we need to, this is gross. If overlaps bounds, call overlaps. This is kind of weird. I'm not sure if I should do it in tick or in... No, I can't do it in tick. I mean, we must do it in tick. I'm not sure if tick is right, because... Maybe that's bounds. This is extremely horrible. X is a global variable. That's like the worst thing ever. Okay. X and Y are global variables for the Euro position. It's absolutely very bad. Did not do that. Okay. Stand volume down a bit. X times. I'm not sure if tick is called before or after the Euro moves, so I'm not sure if it's like if Euro move, if we call object tick then Euro move, then this is going to be right. That's what. Anyway, let's just try it. We're touching if it's over the bounds. So detect. If we so we only want to do this on the minus string, and if strength is less than 0, create an explosion and die. And then take that out there. Or we can dive. No, yeah, no, that's right. We'll leave it just like that. Let's just test it and see if it works. So this is the first time we're walking over these. Boom. That looks like the correct behavior. Yep. That is the behavior we're looking for. Obviously it's still not quite right compared to the original game, because in the original game that whole piece of floor acts as a single thing. So we just need to do that now. I think what I'm going to do I don't know if this is the way to go, but I think I want to make it so you only place the first block and then it automatically fills in the rest. Go to the sprite editor. Okay, now we've got 1, and it functions as expected. Now in the initialize function, and sideways simply solid. I think I need to add a so get rid of that. Another variable called width in box. Okay. So get rid of that, clean up. So not going to use now either. And then initialize with do something like this. X greater than 0 and object solid, x minus 1, comma, object things. Okay. Just width. Let's do this. Yuck, gross. Why does this thing need to know the level width? That actually looked like it was working. Well, it doesn't draw correctly now. If I show the action bounds, look, it's solid. That's not drawing, right? So it's expanded itself. Oof. Okay. I'm going to use plus R mod 2, which basically means every second one must draw with that sprite. And from the first one, draw with that sprite. At x plus I. So that should So if the default width is 1, 5 is less than 1, that's going to go 1. Okay. So now it's drawing. Okay. That happens because there's another thing called visible bounds. Bounds. Now, the only other problem I see still is it's one short. Like right. Yeah, it's almost, I think it's almost basically working. Boom. Right, now that one silly explosion right at the end, we actually want to create a whole, let's just create a whole bunch of explosions. And die. Across the whole width. Oops. This I. Okay. Okay. The explosion looks silly because they're all exactly the same, but whatever. Let's especially every second one to make it look slightly less silly. There we go, that's actually working pretty cool. Okay, I need to do a couple of things. Firstly, I want to test. What happens if I place it not there, but there? So I want to test the left-right thing. Then I also want to test what happens if I place it yeah. Oh yeah. Or right hand side of the level. There. Okay. Okay, it's behaving correctly. Now, to test that one, drop the euro here. There we go. So we've hit the floor once. I just want to see that it's stopping. So it stops one too short on the right edge of the level. So that should be less than equal. Okay. And it stops, that one below it also stops one too short. So it should be greater than equal to 0, no. Doesn't make sense. It does because of the minus 1, I think. Actually, no, I think that's happening because check solid returns true at the edge of the level. Yeah. So actually that might be correct. And there's an invisible solid there. Okay. That's quite fine. That's working. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with this. That's very much like the original now. Something looked wrong there. It's a layer issue, but I don't think that's an issue because you're not going to place it like that. This is cool. Right. I wanted to maybe do something. Start. No, that's not right. Okay, let's see how it looks. So there's excellent. This is sprite01.psd. I edited the correct one. Why is sprite01? Oh, there it is. I'm going to check over my changes. I'm looking in a very low resolution, 720p, which in theory should look, I don't know if it looks worse or better in the stream. I don't know. Quality should look a little more readable, but it's really horrible to work in this low resolution. That looks good to me. That I want to revert, definitely. Okay, that's the level change. So that's our little class that we just added. It inherits from thing, override some virtual methods. That is the data type for the sprite. It's a very small effects, no visuals there. Somebody suggested that I use separate repositories in GitHub for the binary stuff and the Photoshop files. I'm kind of in two minds about that. I kind of see the arguments for it, but I don't know, it's a small project. Anyway, I mean, you don't really want like 200 versions of all the old Photoshop files after years dragging around all this baggage. I mean, it's nice to have the history, but for the source repository or the master repository, you probably want it small and light. I'm not going to change that now, but I don't know if I'm supposed to feel guilty now committing these big Photoshop files to the GitHub. I mean, these are tiny. This project is tiny compared to things like CThing or whatever it's called. Yeah, CThing, for example. But the same with the levels, I guess. Do you really want every single change to the level? Like now I want to go add some of these special floor types. Where exactly, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah. Let's see what it's like if we do like get rid of that, place one there. I know you can see this, I mean, there. Understand, yeah. Now what? That's not very interesting or exciting. You jump and in blah blah we have to get the green key, then boom. Yeah, that's alright, I guess. I don't know, probably needs a little more thought. If we're gonna do that, then we should also at least put like a crawly monster or two, like there and there. And maybe a security camera. So you have something to shoot. And maybe a robot. Yeah. Okay. There's activity down there. Open it, boom, and get immediately harmed. Boom. Okay. I think there should be like a little lift down there, so you can go back and shoot stuff. If you want to shoot, obsessively shoot every last thing in the level. I'm gonna cheat. Okay. I think that looks pretty cool actually, to be honest. Basically need to add some to every level. Maybe almost every level. Doesn't have to be every level. That's interesting. Hmm.